Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to totally challenge everything you thought you knew about spiders. We're talking about revealing them for what they truly are, nature's ultimate life-saving superheroes. I mean, if you're the kind of person who instinctively reaches for a rolled-up magazine the second you see 8 legs scurrying across your floor, well, you're going to want to pay close attention. Because by the time we finish breaking down the science today, you might just find yourself looking at these deeply misunderstood creatures in a completely different way.
Okay, let's dive right in by asking a totally counterintuitive question. Think about that little creature hanging out by your front porch light, or, the one hiding up in the corner of your ceiling right now. Why is that spider actually your best friend? I know, it sounds crazy, right? We have been so conditioned to fear them. But the reality, backed by actual ecological science, is that their presence is doing you a massive favor, literally every single day. Let's uncover the science behind your tiny 8-legged roommate.
Which brings us to Section 1, Nature's Ultimate Pest Controllers.
So, we almost always view spiders as these creepy household nuisances, right? But when you actually weigh the minor, mostly perceived annoyance of a spider just hanging out in a web against the deadly reality of disease-carrying pests, the spider quickly becomes the absolute hero of the story. Really, their primary role is acting as this massive biological shield for us. They're basically constant agents of population control. They directly benefit us by eating pests like mosquitoes, which, let's not forget, can carry incredibly dangerous, even deadly diseases. So those spiders by your door, they are standing guard. They're preventing moths, flies, and those disease-carrying mosquitoes from ever crossing your threshold.
And honestly, their value extends way, way beyond our homes. Out in the field, spiders are just an indispensable ally to farmers. They actually protect our global food supplies by devouring crop-destroying insects like grasshoppers and beetles. A perfect example of this is the lynx spider. It's widely considered to be one of a farmer's absolute best allies. By keeping these damaging insect populations entirely in check, they help maintain this really delicate ecological balance that ultimately secures the very food we eat.
Moving right along to Section 2, the superpower of spider silk.
Now, we're shifting gears from everyday pest control to something that is literally revolutionizing modern materials science. This isn't just about catching flies anymore. We're talking about cutting-edge engineering. And the crucial point here is this staggering number, 5. By weight, spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel of the exact same diameter. Just think about that for a second. This incredibly tough material is produced entirely organically, at room temperature, by a tiny animal. It's arguably one of nature's most extraordinary materials, and human engineers have been scrambling to understand and replicate it for years.
When we actually look at how we're utilizing this marvel, the industrial side is super impressive. Because of its immense strength and lightweight properties, it's got applications in bulletproof clothing, ropes, seatbelts, parachutes, and even highly precise optical instruments. But the medical side? That feels like pure science fiction. See, because spider silk is naturally anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antimicrobial, it's being used as a biodegradable carrier inside our bodies. We're talking about using it for artificial tendons and ligaments, reinforcing weak blood vessels, creating biodegradable bandages, and, get this, even utilizing its regenerative potential to repair human peripheral nerve injuries. So a tiny thread from a spider is quite literally helping patch human beings back together.
All right, Section 3, Healing with Spider Venom.
Now, this is perhaps the most shocking revelation in this explainer. How venom, the very thing that makes spiders so terrifying to us, is actively being researched to save lives. Historically, we've obviously only seen venom as a toxin, but there's a really stark difference between what venom does to an insect and what it can do for us. Instead of just being lethal, the incredibly complex peptides hidden inside spider venom represent this massive, largely untapped reservoir for human medicine. It's a frontier of scientific research that is absolutely blowing medical researchers away right now.
I mean, just think about the scope of this. Spider venom is currently being investigated for an incredible array of human diseases. We're talking cardiac arrhythmia, Alzheimer's disease, strokes, and erectile dysfunction. Let me give you a highly specific example here. There's this peptide called GSM-TX-4. It's found in the venom of a spider called Brachypelma vagans, and it's currently being researched for potential use in treating cardiac arrhythmia, muscular dystrophy, and even glioma. The exact chemistry that a spider uses to hunt is literally providing us with the blueprints for next-generation therapeutics. How wild is that?
And furthermore, that same venom is looping back to help our farmers in a totally new way.
Components in the neurotoxic venom of the Australian funnel web spider have been found to be highly specific to certain agricultural pests. So we're talking about creating bioinsecticides that strictly target cockroaches, crickets, fruit flies, and the Helicover armigera moth, which is a pest that notoriously destroys entire cotton crops. Because this venom-derived insecticide targets specific species, it doesn't accidentally kill beneficial insects like bees, and it's completely environmentally friendly. It is basically a targeted, eco-friendly sniper rifle for agriculture, all courtesy of the funnel web spider.
Which leads us to Section 4, Essential Ecosystem Guardians.
Zooming out to the macro level, spiders are basically holding the natural world together. Have you ever heard the term indicator species? Well, it's an organism whose presence or absence actually reflects the health of an environment. And spiders? They are an incredibly important indicator species. You might be totally surprised to learn that a thriving, diverse spider population signifies a healthy, balanced, unpolluted environment. In fact, if you have a spider thriving in your house right now, it often indicates you have great indoor air quality. Why? Because spiders simply do not thrive in highly polluted spaces. They are literally nature's built-in air quality monitors.
Plus, they are deeply, intricately woven into the food web. The sheer enormous bulk of the global spider population supports a massive proportion of insect-eating animals. They provide absolutely crucial sustenance for birds, lizards, and other small animals. Some vertebrate species actually feed almost exclusively on spiders. And it's not just about food. This next part is truly amazing. Birds are actually known to steal spider silk out in the wild, specifically to structurally bind and strengthen their nests. The natural world quite literally builds upon the foundation that spiders lay down.
So to summarize our explainer today, let's run through these ultimate benefits one more time. These creatures, so often feared, so often misunderstood, they offer us natural disease prevention by eating mosquitoes. They protect our crops from devastating plagues. They provide us with revolutionary silk that's stronger than steel and helps repair human tissue. They possess medicinal venom that holds the literal key to treatments for Alzheimer's and muscular dystrophy. And they act as reliable indicators of our environmental health. Their contributions touch nearly every single corner of human life and the natural world.
So, knowing all of this incredible science and seeing how vital they are to our very existence, we want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. The next time you spot a little 8-legged friend hanging near your door or scurrying across your floor, will you squash it or will you thank it? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.